Hello, my dear students. Welcome you all to Sri Jaindra Rank Zone classes. I am your mentor and your friend for the subject chemistry, and I will be taking the organic chemistry. My dear students, we are going to start today the quantitative analysis of halogens. So, our topic for today is estimation of halogens in a given organic compound. So, we are going to discuss Carius method. The principle involved in this method is a known mass of organic substance is heated with fuming HNO3 with fuming nitric acid in a Carey's tube. The silver halide AgX so formed is separated washed and dried from the silver halide weight of silver halide is measured which gives the percentage of halogen. The percentage of halogen can be calculated as organic substance X combines with silver nitrate AgNO3 forms silver halide AgX. Fuming nitric acid is basically poured to remove all the other impurities because fuming nitric acid it acts as a very good oxidizing agent. Okay, where X is the organic substance and X is basically the halogen of that organic substance. Okay, so carbon, oxygen, they all combine with the nascent oxygen from HNO3 to form CO2. Hydrogen will combine HNO3 to form H2O. Sulfur will combine to form H2SO4, sulfuric acid. Now the calculation part is, let us suppose the mass of organic compound we have taken is W grams. Means the mass of organic compound is already measured. Okay. And let us suppose it is W grams. The mass of silver halide formed is suppose A grams. As we know, 1 mole of silver halide will give 1 mole of halogen. Okay. The mass of organic compound is W grams. Mass of silver halide formed is A grams. Okay. And we know 1 mole of silver halide will give 1 mole of halogen. Okay. The mass of silver halide we can calculate as the mass of silver is 108 plus x parts of by weight of silver halide in 108 plus x is the total mass of AgX. So 108 plus x parts by weight of silver halide contains x parts by weight of halogen, where x is the atomic mass. Okay, so 108 plus x grams of silver halide will give x grams of halogen. Okay, grams of silver halide will give x grams of halogen. Now 108 plus x will give x gram of halogen. So 1 gram of silver halide will give how much amount of halogen? X upon 108 plus x. So a gram of silver halide will give how much halogen? X upon 108 plus x into a. Okay. Percentage of halogen can be calculated as mass of halogen upon mass of organic compound. Mass of halogen is upon mass of organic compound. Okay. Into 100. Now, mass of halogen is, we have calculated in the previous slide, x upon 108 plus x into a grams into a grams upon mass of organic compound into W into 100. Okay, this is the formula of percentage of halogen. There is another formula of percentage of halogen. It is equivalent to atomic mass of halogen. X is the atomic mass into mass of silver halide upon 108 plus atomic mass of halogen into weight of organic compound into 100. Okay. So this is the Carius method to calculate, to estimate the percentage of halogen. Now estimation of sulfur. It is also estimated by Carius method. In this, a known mass of organic compound is heated with fuming HNO3, same process. Okay. in a sealed tube when sulfur is quantitatively converted into sulfuric acid. Okay, so here's sulfur in fuming HNO3 converts into H2SO4. Okay, now this H2SO4 then precipitated with barium chloride to form white precipitate of barium sulfate. Okay, the precipitate is then filtered, washed, dried, and weighed. From the weight of BaSO4, percentage of sulfur can be calculated. Let the mass of organic compound W gram, mass of barium sulfate formed is A grams. Barium sulfate, 1 mole of barium sulfate will give 1 mole of sulfur. Okay, so barium mass is 137 plus sulfur mass 32, oxygen 16 into 4 64, total comes 233. So 233 grams of barium sulfate will give 32 grams of sulfur. Okay, so if 233 grams of barium sulfate gives 32 grams of sulfur, then 1 grams of barium sulfate will give 32 upon 233. A gram will give 32 upon 233 into A into 100 upon weight of organic compound. Okay, so this is the method to calculate the mass of the sulfur. So percentage of sulfur is mass of sulfur upon mass of barium sulfate into 100. Okay, that is 32A upon 233 into 100 upon weight of organic compound. Understood? Now we are going to solve certain problems based on different methods of estimation we have learned. Okay, like for example, first I would like to solve a problem regarding estimation of nitrogen by Zeldol's method. During estimation of nitrogen, the question says during estimation of nitrogen in an organic compound by Zeldol's method, the ammonia evolved from 0.5 gram of organic compound neutralized 10 ml of 1 mH2SO4 find the percentage of nitrogen in the compound. So according to the percentage of nitrogen, The formula is 14 into molarity into volume of ammonia into 2 into 100 upon 1000 into weight of organic compound. Okay, this is the formula. Okay, now according to the question, molarity is 1, n factor is 2, volume of ammonia is equivalent to volume of H2SO4, okay, which remains unused, into 10 into 100 into 0.5. 14 to the 28 upon 0.5. 5 5 is a 25, 3 5 6 is a 30. It comes 56%. So the percentage of nitrogen in this compound is 56%. Okay. In this way you have to calculate. Now another question on Carius method. In Carius method of estimation of halogen, point 0.15 gram of an organic compound gave 0.12 gram of AgBr AgBr. Find out the percentage of bromine in the compound. So you know the formula of percentage of halogen is X into A into 100 upon 108 plus X into weight of organic compound, where X is atomic mass of halogen, so it's bromine. So mass of the bromine is 80. Okay. A is the mass of silver halide. Silver halide is 0.12 into 100 upon 108 plus 80 into 0.15. 188 into 0.15 comes to be 34.04%. This is the percentage of halogen. Okay. So my dear students, we have completed the quantitative estimation, okay, of halogen, sulfur. These are the most common estimations, okay, which came in the competitive exams. So another method is the estimation of phosphorus, same by Carius method. In this method, basically, an organic compound is heated with constant HNO3 in a Carius tube. Phosphorus present in the compound is converted into phosphoric acid. So you have to remember phosphorus plus H2O plus nascent oxygen, it forms phosphoric acid, H3PO4. Okay. Now this tube is then opened and heated with MgCl2 solution in the presence of ammonium chloride and ammonium hydroxide. So H3PO4 is heated with MgCl2 solution along with ammonium chloride and ammonium hydroxide. This is known as what? Magnesia mixture. Okay. A compound is formed, that is magnesium ammonium phosphate, okay, which is collected, washed and dried, and further it forms, after heating it, magnesium pyrophosphate, Mg2P2O7. Right? This magnesium pyrophosphate, it comes as a precipitate. We will calculate the weight of the magnesium pyrophosphate and we calculate the percentage of phosphorus. Percentage of phosphorus is 62 upon 222 into weight of Mg2P2O7 formed upon weight of the compound. You have to just learn the formula directly, okay, into 100. Is that clear? Basically, what we have taken here is 62 is the mass of two phosphorus atoms which are formed, because 1 mole of Mg2P2O7 gives 2 moles of phosphorus. Okay, so 31 into 2, that is 62 comes here, and the Mg2P2O7, the whole mass is 2 into 24 plus 62 plus 16 into 7. Okay, that will come 222. Okay, this is the percentage of phosphorus calculation. Now the next method is basically this method, I think you all have discussed, okay, in the uh, first chapter, that is mole concept. Victor Mayer's method. This method is for the molecular mass determination. Okay. According to this method, a known mass of the volatile substance is vaporized in a Victor Mayer's method. The vapors obtained displaces a volatile compound substance is vaporized and the vapors displaces an equal volume of air into a graduated tube. Equal volume of air into a graduated tube constant volume of air collected in the graduated tube is now noted after careful leveling at the room temperature. At room temperature and atmospheric pressure. Okay. And always remember the pressure of dry air is the total pressure minus aqueous tension. And we have to use the gas equation P1 V1 upon T1 is equal to P2 V2 upon T2. So from here, the molecular mass of the volatile substance can be calculated. Substance can be calculated, which is equal to the mass of the substance taken upon volume of air displaced at NTP into putting 1 molar volume. Here comes the molecular mass. The mass of the substance taken upon volume of the air disclosed. Okay. The molecular mass comes to be 2 into vapor density. Okay. This is the Victor-Mears method. That will be all for the quantitative estimation of organic compounds. Okay. So we'll meet in the next turn and we'll discuss the isomerism and the other topics. Till then, bye bye. Take care. Stay safe. Stay healthy.